So here we are all the way from Venice in Italy, all the way to Nashville in Tennessee in the United States. Francesca, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to introduce Pilosio. Pilosio is an Italian manufacturing company of scaffold and access solution.
Yep.
And so we travel. I enjoy the mission of Pilosio 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Since there, we went from Italy to Europe, UK, where we have an amazing partnership over there. We opened a branch in Middle East, in Dubai. Now we have a dealer in Australia. We made a partnership in Japan. And here in America, we are just here because we made an amazing partnership.
Well, let's keep that a secret for a moment. Yeah. We'll announce our partnership in a moment. But for you travel all around the world.
Yeah.
Where have you been recently?
Recently, I was in Singapore, Malaysia, and Japan.
Japan. Yeah. Very busy lady. So what brings you and the Pilosio team to the United States for the SAIA event? Like, why are you here and what are you hoping to achieve?
I think SAIA is a great opportunity for everybody in the scaffolding and access industry because it's a network opportunity to interact between supplier, customer, understanding the market. Every market, you're coming from Australia, I'm coming from Europe, Italy. Every market is different and you need to understand that one market is different from the other one. Second, America is America. We love America. It's a land of opportunity. Everything here is big. Even my dreams is big. And the third reason for the partnership.
Yep, so we have a very special announcement today, a new partnership in the United States. So should we announce that now?
No, honestly, the partnership was starting last year, but this year is the first year anniversary of a beautiful partnership we have created with Sky Climber for the North America distribution of FlyDeck.
Yep, and it's an amazing product. We see it all over the internet now. If you look on LinkedIn, every day you put new products out, and really excited to hear about you've got a really innovative project happening in New York. So we might bring in one of the guys and we'll find out about the project.
I would like you have Dan to explain the project because he's at the engineering for Sky Climber and he take this project because of the FlyDeck system. So let's ask Dan to come here.
Let's bring him in.
Yeah.
Excellent. So now we've subbed out Francesca and we've brought in Dan. Dan from Sky Climber, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
Really want to hear about this new project you got happening in New York.
Yeah, so we just finished up install on Atrium project in 5 Times Square in Manhattan. It's an underdeck platform they're using up in the ceiling to do rehab of the ceiling. So they're doing all HVAC, drop ceiling, conduit replacement. Yep. So it's about 200 square meters, so 2,100 square feet or so. We installed it with Doria. They're our labor partner in New York City, and we're excited to have it be the first project in the States.
Yeah, and FlyDeck, it's a newish product on the market. I mean, it's been around for a little while now, but starting to get a lot of momentum, and it's quite different and quite unique from most other suspended systems.
It is.
What can you tell us, and what was the results on the project?
Yeah, so it's a very lightweight structure. It's a horizontal work platform, right? So all the components of it, with the exception of the decking and the guardrails on it, are lightweight aluminum, high-strength aluminum. It's very modular, so we have these, what we call the lattice beams right here. They vary in range from 1 meter to 6 meter lengths. So typically, you'll start your first set from the stair tower and you build out 6 meter lengths from there. You use this piece right here, which we call the fly rail. This ensures that every piece that you're launching is 100% tied off. No dropped object risk, no strain on your back or anything like that. Everything goes together with these pins. They're elastic pins, so no hardware, no nuts, washers, anything like that.
Save a lot of time.
It saves a huge amount of time. The only tools you really need to put this together are box wrench for the clamps right here and a hammer for the wedge lock.
Yeah, and I really love the concept of no dropped objects. Like every
100%.
suspended scaffold, the biggest risk is always dropped objects, falls from height. So if you can just eliminate that from happening altogether, great outcome.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about these pans is when you're going out, once you're advancing the platform, you can sit right on this, and they've got a channel on it that locks right into the top lip right here. So you're not swinging a huge piece out over the edge.
Yep.
You know.
And so you mentioned your delivery partner. So if this is one of the first projects, they wouldn't have a lot of experience with this system.
No.
But how did they find it, using it for the first time?
So I worked with these guys in the industry for a long time, in the suspended access industry. They approached us. This project that they're working on, actually, we were involved with on my old company.
Wow.
So we had a cadence. But they approached us for this. They thought it'd be a great application. We warehouse all this in our facility just outside of Chicago.
Yep.
So there we actually have a mock platform that we train them on. So we had 2 other guys come up, train with us before we mobilized for the install. And by that time, they had the foundation down.
Yep. And it's always a little bit of a risk using a newish product in a new market for the first time. Like, what was the outcome? What were some of the results now that the project's been installed?
Honestly, we kind of just cemented the fact that how flexible the system is, right? So when you're working, especially in commercial access, a lot of the time where structural elements are supposed to be on paper, they're not, right? They're as built and they're not really documented, right? Having this be so modular allows you to make up for that in the field. And again, like the ability to be able to launch it out in multiple directions is huge. So you can really work around the geometry of the structure. Yeah,
that's a huge advantage. The ability to be able to span out in front of you and then, be able to cantilever without having to put any of your guys at risk,
100%.
any fall from heights, like that's a game changer. So
you can actually another part of dropped objects. So if you notice on these pins, there's a hole right here, right? So you can actually lanyard every one of these as you're setting them. So you can also not drop them.
And so the little plastic sheaths on there, so are they replaceable and reusable, or it's a single use?
They are. I mean, they hold up. They're metal. You can feel it. They're metal elastic. They really hold up well.
So what about what's on the horizon? Like any more projects secured, or what's next?
Yeah, so we actually we're going to be working on the new Titan Stadium right here in Nashville.
Wow.
So we're in the final stages of finalizing the rigging procedure for launching it. It's kind of a unique application. Like I said before, with these we typically start from a supported structure to launch from. We can't do that on this job, so we're actually hoisting this up into position and then building out from that point while it's floating. That's slated to start in the next 2 weeks. So I'll be coming back down here and I'll be supervising the crew and assisting them in any way that I can.
And any of those type of projects involve so much planning and so much thought that goes into it. So just tell me, how does all that come together with Pilosio being in a European company, you guys being local and having a delivery partner, plus then the customer who you're delivering the project for. There's so much collaboration there. So how do you pull all that together?
Pilosio has incredible support. A lot of them, right? Obviously, there's a time difference. We're 6 hours time difference on East Coast time. Everything's through WhatsApp. We communicate constantly on WhatsApp. I communicate almost every day with their engineering team, just to even touch base on what we're working on. With our labor partners, again, I've known this guy for decades, so we check in on each other constantly. Honestly, that 5 Times Square job, the hardest thing about it was the logistics. It was active lobby space, so everything had to be done on night shift. And then when you're dealing with semi-trucks coming into Times Square in Manhattan, that was a logistical nightmare. But yeah, you're right. It's a lot of coordination. Everything comes out of Chicago, so we have to coordinate all the freight from Chicago to wherever we're going. But yeah, we've got support on every aspect.
You would have hoped that there was no night shift scheduled when the Knicks games are on, parties in the streets. It would have been crazy.
No, we avoided that, thankfully. We started the install on this back in April. They're actually just now starting to use it, but
awesome, Dan. Thanks for joining us, mate.
It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.